primary way shower. And we honor that there is wisdom to be found in faith traditions all over the planet. There's wisdom to be found everywhere if we choose to look for it. So we honor every person's right to choose their own spiritual path. All are welcome here. All are worthy here. All are celebrated here. And our dream for you, our hope for you, is that you will consider ideas so that your life will be calm, connected, and contented. Let's move into a time of centering prayer as we bring ourselves into this place. We give thanks that we can join together here today on the traditional and unceded ancestral territory of the Kakite First Nation. We are so grateful for this land. We are so grateful for this country, and we are so grateful for this place where we can join together in community to laugh, to sing, to consider ideas, and to be reminded that we are all one. To be reminded that we are all connected, part of the one energy that some call God, others call Allah, Yahweh, Creator, life, Gaia, Mother Nature. By whatever understanding we may have, by whatever name we may have for the one creative energy in which we live and breathe and have our being, we embrace the idea that it is one, that there is no spot that God is not, and that in that understanding, we are all connected. So we resolve to seek beneath the labels that so often divide us. We resolve to peel them away, to find our shared humanity. And it is from that awareness of our shared humanity that we send a blessing for love, a blessing for peace and contentment, a blessing for healing to every person on this planet. We uplift all, knowing that our energetic prayer makes a difference. And for this knowing and for this opportunity to gather together today, we give thanks. Amen. And today, Hunter is going to read our daily word for us. Yay.
Okay. Can everyone hear me? Good? Okay. Welcome. I'm Hunter. It's a pleasure to be here. This is the daily word for May 25th. Okay. I'm confronted knowing God's presence is a blessing now and always. There are times I mourn the loss of a loved one or perhaps the loss of something I treasure. I'm thankful when these around me acknowledge my loss and comfort me by expressing care and concern. It may not completely alleviate my pain, but their efforts do lift my mood, even if only for a short while. I recognize the tender, loving presence of God that is always with and within me and enables me to preserve even in the face of loss. God's comfort is for everyone. The light, love, peace, and comfort of the divine bless all those who are feeling the pain of loss, loneliness, and grief. I pray that the love and care of God flow through me to comfort those who grieve. This reading was inspired by the book of Isaiah, chapter 49, verse 13. Sing for joy, O heavens, and exult, O earth. Break forth, O mountains, into singing. For the Lord has comforted his people and will have the compassion on his suffering ones. And now let's enjoy the song Circle Chant. Sorry, the format's interesting. Okay. Oh, yeah.
So our congregation song is the Circle Chant. In this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, I feel our unity, love, sweet security. I feel our unity, love, sweet security. In this circle of love, in this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, I feel our unity, love, sweet security. I feel our unity, love, sweet security. In this circle of love, in this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, I feel unity, love, sweet security. I feel our unity, love, sweet security. In this circle of love, in this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace.
I invite you to close your eyes with me as we move into a time of meditation. And if it feels more comfortable for you to keep your eyes open, then just allow them to rest gently as you give yourself this gift of a peaceful pause. Become aware of your breath and notice how effortlessly life breathes you in and out the circle of life. Inhale, exhale, the circle of life. Take a few moments now to notice your breath. And give thanks for the life it represents. Then draw your attention to your thoughts and notice that your mind is always active. And give thanks for the activity of your mind, for its service to you. And then draw your attention down into your heart space, resting assured that the busy thoughts that you are choosing to sink beneath will be there when you return. Perhaps not so busy. Imagine breathing from your heart. And with your next breath, imagine a soft golden light entering your body and almost wisp-like, like a cloud. Imagine it filling your body. Imagine it entering your heart. Infusing your blood and traveling to every part of your being. Imagine that this is the light of your love, steady, warm, alive. And as it flows from your heart and fills your being, imagine that this light extends from your body, that it is so big that it overflows from you effortlessly. Imagine your heart's love touching the heart love of the person beside you. And imagine that it becomes so big that it flows from you, not just to the person beside you, but to all those who you love. Your families, your friends, your children, your co-workers, your aunts and uncles and grandparents, nephews and nieces, the people in this community, those who are here and those who are not here today. And then imagine that light touching not just the people who you know, but the people who are your unseen neighbors. Imagine that just like a little twinkle of fairy dust, they all get a touch of your love. Now imagine that love light touching people you don't like so much. People whose viewpoints you don't agree with. Imagine your light shining on them too. It's as if every little light is like a little thread. And each thread from you connects to someone else. In a sense of shared beingness. Imagine that we are all part of one great web of life. We are one. Diverse in form. United in love. Enjoy this feeling of love flowing from you to land wherever it lands. And then allow that feeling to turn within and feel your love for yourself. I am love. I am peace. I am generosity. Amen.
You're not alone. I'm with you. I'm lonely too. What's that song? Can be sung by two. A broken home, a broken heart, isolated and afraid. Open up, this is
The Orakash. Wow. Thank you. And thank you, Jay. So great on that piano. Last week, I introduced the idea of Unity's 5 principles. And we began by singing Rhona's version of Unity's 5 principles, remember? So we're going to do that again to the birthday song, to the tune of the birthday song, which we all know, as a reminder. Okay? Ready? One universal power, a network of all. Ideas lead to experiences. Take time to be still. You'll live in peace. 5 principles. And the reason I did that is because they're easy to remember when it's put into a song. And last week we explored the idea of the first principle, which is there is only one power. Call it whatever the heck you want to call it. If it helps you to think of God as He that you can go to for comfort and it uplifts you, take that. And if that doesn't work for you and you don't appreciate that viewpoint of God, but you appreciate the idea that quantum energy exists and science exists and nature exists, and that's what uplifts you, then take that. Because it doesn't matter what you call it. What's important is to recognize it is one. That there's no place where, God is sitting over here in a silo and, I don't know, Allah is sitting over here in a silo and Mother Nature is sitting over there in a silo, and they all have their own independent fiefdoms. What makes more sense is to recognize that they're just different names that we've made up for something that we don't have the words to understand, so we make it up. And I invited you to consider the idea that because of that, to lean into the idea that there is no spot that God is not. That means that everything is included. The good, the bad, the ugly. Who doesn't like those spaghetti westerns from many years ago? But it means also that death and war and unpleasantness are all part of this cosmic soup that we call God. So that was number 1. And today I want to take that one step further, and that is to move to Unity's second principle, which is, if there is no spot that God is not, then that must include us. That must include us. That there is no place that God is not, including us. Now, this may seem perhaps even a little blasphemous, depending on how you grew up and what your religious or non-religious upbringing might have been. You may find this a very difficult concept to accept and wrap your head around. I know for a while I did. And there are times that I still do, where I still see God out there and not here. But think of it. How could we be anything but connected to that one presence, that one energy, whatever it might be that we call it? We see a sunset. We see this beautiful flower that Gladys brought for me today, for us today. We see the activity of God in all of these other natural things, and we see it in nature and go, wow, This is beautiful. Or, that animal ate that animal. That's not so beautiful, but hey, it's nature. But we don't see God in ourselves. Unless we look at a baby. And we take an infant, and it doesn't matter how hardened you are. And I used to take the SkyTrain to work. And, you know, in the SkyTrain, you really get a chance to people watch. And it doesn't matter how hardened somebody is. It doesn't matter how much they're invested in their phone. It doesn't matter how grisly they look or how dressed up they look. Somebody walks in with an infant, and everybody goes gaga. Why? Because we see the beauty. There is a longing to connect with that beauty. And we see it up until maybe, I don't know, they get to be little brats. And then we don't, and Hunter, you may appreciate that. And then sometimes it's not so easy to see the beauty and the God of that child. And by the time we're adults, we've been so conditioned with that there are times that we don't see the God in ourselves, that we don't see ourselves as God. But remember what I said last week about the idea that if there is one universal power, then it's not to say that we're everything that God is, because goodness knows who would, A, want that responsibility, and B, it's an intelligence way bigger than we can comprehend. But God is all that we are. Because quantum, even from a scientific point of view, you know that anything that looks like matter is simply energy vibrating and compacting and coming together and vibrating hard enough that it looks like something solid. It's groovy. It's really neat stuff. But it also means that everything that we are is part of that energy. One is no different from the other. And I think really that was what Jesus was trying to say. Part of Jesus' message was God is not just out there. God is also us. Deepak Chopra, in his book, The Third Jesus, says this: I want to offer the possibility that Jesus was, as he proclaimed, a savior. Not the savior, not the one and only Son of God, but rather Jesus embodied the highest level of enlightenment. He spent his brief adult life describing it, teaching it, and passing it on to future generations. Jesus intended to show the world, to save the world, by showing others the path to God consciousness. End quote from Deepak. Think about Jesus. He was always aware of his connection to that energy. He called that energy Father. Just as we are all connected to our fathers. But then Jesus also says that we can do the same. He lived from his divinity. He lived from an awareness of his connection with that power. And then he said this in John chapter 10. Is it not written in your law, I have said that you are God's? The one who believes in me will also do the works that I do, and in fact will do greater works than these. What? We could do greater works than Jesus did? I'd be happy just to do a little of what he did. But it calls for us to have a new and expanded view of ourselves that includes the idea that we are worthy. And for many of us, this is a challenge because of how we were raised. And I know, I grew up in the Anglican tradition, and I loved it. I loved the music. I loved the ritual. I loved all of that, being part of something bigger, and the appreciation that there is something bigger. And as I grew into a teenager, I became more and more aware that the language was kind of disrespectful, not just to me, but to God. Because when we're saying things like, we are not worthy so much as to gather up the crumbs under thy table, when we are saying, Jesus died for my sins, when I wasn't even born yet, we are, in my opinion, that's just a viewpoint, I think we're being disrespectful to God. That we are saying, you know, God, you did that absolutely beautifully, and the seasons are gorgeous, and the stars are lovely, and the, babies, everything is lovely, except you kind of messed up when it came to humans. It doesn't make sense. Which is how I ended up coming to Unity, because I loved my Jesus and I needed to find a different way of interpreting these teachings. But I digress. The idea, though, that I could be a part, not a part of God, was revolutionary. The idea that me, with all of my imperfection, with all of my at times loveliness and at times not so loveliness, could be connected was life-giving. And I found it easiest to think of it in terms of I'm a part of nature. Because God was just such a big word, and it did feel blasphemous. So find a word that fits for you. I found nature works. I found good works. It took me a long time to say that G word and put myself in that sentence. It's not always easy, partly because we don't see God in things that we have labeled unworthy or bad or unpleasant or undesirable or evil. And unity itself struggles with this because it is so difficult to integrate that everything, the good and the bad, are God. For example, some other language for this second principle that Unity has written is, and I quote, "We are divine expressions of God, inherently good. Human beings have a spark of divinity within them, the Christ Spirit within. Our essence is of God, and therefore we are inherently good." You notice how it said a spark of divinity? So even in Unity's own language, it says, deep within you, there's something good, but all of this, it's not part of God. No wonder we struggle with this idea. I'm going to invite you to think of it differently. And one of the ways that I find has been helpful for me is to think of a glass of water or a soup or something like that. Has anyone ever put salt into a soup and then discovered it was actually sugar? What happens? You put a little bit of something in the soup, in water, and it flavors it all. I think of this as the network of all. That whatever we do, another example is like a net, like a spider web or a safety net underneath the trapeze artist. It's another of my favorites. Is that when we think of ourselves as integrated, then whatever we do, be it take something down or lift something up, someone down, lift someone up, or whether we add salt or we add sugar, whatever we do actually has an impact on the whole. A network of all. And if you don't think that's true, think back to a time when you yourself have walked into a room and there has been chaos. And how easy it is for you to be infected and touched, affected by the chaos. And how much self-awareness you might take to take a breath and go, okay, who am I going to be in the midst of this chaos? Or you may have noticed that you've been at a party or something and somebody walks in and you just kind of know who they are, that they are nice or that they're not nice. We all have power because we're part of one universal power. That means each one of us actually has personal power, personal formative power. And our job is to figure out whether we want to add salt, and sometimes we do. Sometimes it's appropriate to add a little bit of spice of some kind, or whether we want to add sugar, whether we want to be the calm that brings everything down and sweetens the whole picture. Whether, if you use the spider web or the net idea, whether it is appropriate to just be calm and hold the space which will bring the sagging net up. Or whether even better is to be even more loving, actively loving, and kind of remind everyone that there's a different way rather than the chaos. If we could think of the idea that it's all included, including us, then we can think in terms of what am I doing with my ability to spice, or what am I doing with my ability to raise or depress? Mahatma Gandhi said, "We may not be God, but we are of God, even as a little drop of water is of the ocean." And like I said, if you don't like the word God, substitute something different for yourself. Nature, I like. Consciousness is great. Energy, vibration, whatever works for you. If that's true, then what we want to do is manage our energy. Who do we want to be in this situation? And if you don't think it makes a difference, think back to any person who has changed the world. It starts with one. Jesus, the Buddha, Donald Trump. I'm saying it because I know half of you or more are thinking it. One person has an incredible amount of power and influence, as do each one of us. Maybe influence is a better word. We have the power to influence. How does that feel? It's a responsibility and an empowering idea. Did you know that the Sanskrit word namaste translates to the divine in me bows to the divine in you? The co-founder of Unity, Charles Fillmore, suggested that our number one mission is to express all that we can imagine God to be. Again, God, your mission to express God. I think really what he was saying is, what personal influence do you want to have, and what's the highest level of vibration or consciousness or positive influence you might be able to muster in this situation, and then do that. You may have heard the term that a rising tide lifts all boats. This is an example of that. You help to rise the tide, all the boats get lifted. Quantum theory, interconnectedness, intra-connectedness, they're all actually aligned very solidly with this idea that there is one power. We're all interconnected, and what we do in this tiny little place influences. And then, imagine then, if we could live into this, what it would mean. It would mean, first, that we would never do anything that would harm someone else. Because when we harm someone else, we're depressing that net. We're dropping it down. To some extent, we're doing it to ourselves. We would not see others or even ourselves as less than. If we believed that there is no spot that God is not including us, then we would see every single person as beautiful individuals that are expressions of the divine. In all of their loveliness and all of their not so loveliness, including ourselves. We would be kinder to ourselves, and we would be kinder to others. We would also then not want to step on other people's lives, because they're just fine the way they are. They don't need us to come swooping down to save them. Unless it's my son. Unless it's my son. My son does not need me to save him. He's amazing. But the idea of, if we could really get into this idea that we are all expressions of God, that we are not all that God is, but God is all that we are, it can transform our relationships, because we'll see each other with respect. We'll allow each other to be who they are and who we are, without trying to force our own points of view on them. And we wouldn't do anything to harm. Accept, as we leave here today, and as you consider this idea of a network of all, there's some things I'd like you to consider. One is to accept that people will be different and that we are all part of this idea of no spot that God is not. The second is, therefore, to manage our own personal power, our own ability to influence. And ask yourself, what is the best and highest expression of love in whatever situation I'm in? What is the appropriate response? Does it need a little salt? Does it need a little sugar? I can make a difference. Sometimes it's perfect just the way it is, and the best thing to do is let it simmer. How could you reduce tension and make it so life tastes sweet or tastes tasty for everyone? And know that your action makes a difference. You don't have to be a politician. You just have to be you. The highest and most loving you can be. Because your love then will infect or touch your love and your love and your love and your love. And the tide will rise. There's no spot that God is not, including you. And you make a difference. You are worthy. And I appreciate you all. I bless you.
There's a new church on the horizon, made of light, not of stone, calling out to all creation, you are not alone. Lions and lambs, saints and sinners, best of friends, enemies,
Okay, I'm back again. I'm Hunter. Hello, everybody. Okay, so this is still on the daily word. Okay, now we're doing the announcements. Okay, all right thing, cool. Please join us on Zoom tomorrow for Monday meditation from 10:30 a.m. to 11:15. We check in with each other and enjoy a guided meditation. We uplift and acknowledge each person as we read the names of the people on our prayers list. To add someone to the prayers list, please fill in the prayer request slip with the person's first name and the initial of their last name, then place it into the offering basket. You can also send us an email or submit a prayer request on our website or app. Okay, today is the last Sunday of the month, and it is the day that we celebrate people who have birthdays in this month. It is also the potluck lunch day. Please stay and eat. Even if you didn't bring anything, we have amazing potluck lunches, as always. After the potluck today, stay for the next guy, next slide. After the potluck today, stay for Cindy's Creative Cafe and karaoke. This event happens on the last Sunday of each month. It's a chance for you all to paint, draw, sing, tell a story, or work on your own craft project. This event is done by donation. If you want to paint, it's $10 to pay for the materials. Here's your chance to connect with friends, share your talents, and learn something new. Okay, join us after the service every last Sunday of each month from 1 to 3. We are all welcome. Thank you, Cindy, for your inspiration and dedication. Clap, clap, clap. Okay. Okay, next we're doing book club. Our book club meets the first Sunday of each month. We had a rich and enjoyable discussion on our last meeting. Our next meeting is on June 1st. Instead of everyone reading the same book, this book club is different. The format's a little different. It's to pick a book, read that same book, and then share your thoughts on that book. Okay? And then next thing, our next Wednesday evening group for youth and Youth at Heart will be on Wednesday, June 11th, between 7 and 9. We discuss meaningful topics, play games, eat snacks, laugh a lot. If you're looking for friendship or just a good time with great people, please join us. Mark your calendar for June 11th. Okay, and now we're on to karaoke night. Looking for a fun, alcohol-free night out? Please join us every Friday from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. for an epic karaoke and dance party. Sing your heart out, dance like nobody's watching, and enjoy a night of music, laughter, and community. This event is for 18 and up. It's free. Donations are always welcome. Come for the tunes, stay for the vibes. Okay, and then lastly, the Unity of New Westminster is fully self-supported. We are grateful for your gifts, which support our being here. Many of us contribute with pre-authorized payments, which are especially helpful for our budgeting. If you are not placing anything in the contribution basket today, please bless it silently. When it comes to you, then pass along the basket. For our viewers online, you'll find a donation link in the description on the recording. Please like and subscribe to our channel. We will reach more people. And then, of course, please give freely from a place of abundance and gratitude. Thank you. We are all blessed.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed.
And we are so blessed by you, Leora, and you, Jay. Thank you so much. And thank you, Hunter, for being our platform person. To Glenn and Valerie at the back who are doing audio visual. The people in our kitchen, the people who help to set up, the people who help to take down every week, the people behind the scenes. Let's hear it for them. And I want to do a very special shout out to the people who helped out last week. The last week we had a massive turnout for a celebration service, a celebration of life. And the intention was that we would have lots of sandwiches, and the person who was going to be organizing all of that, Cliff, became ill. And so he wasn't able to be there, and everybody jumped in, and we had this amazing team of people who pulled together. And so I'm scared to name because I'm sure I'll forget someone, but you know who you are. And a special shout out to Glenn and Valerie nonetheless, and my sister Jill and Maxine and Allison, who is already, I think, probably in the kitchen. Oh, there's Allison. Maxine's already in the kitchen. Thank you so much, particularly to you all, for stepping in and making a beautiful experience for the family last week. It was very, 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 very amazing. So let us move. Pardon? Oh, thank you. And let's stay where we are today because it's a little easier. I know you guys always argue with me about this, about getting in a circle and doing the peace song in the circle. But what do you think? Can we stay where we are? Let's just stay where we are. We'll sing our peace song and we'll sing I Am the Light of God. I wish you all, and don't forget to eat. Please stay and have food today.